Today, Zoo Parade is in Africa on safari. Zoo Parade is brought to you by Mutual of Omaha. Satisfied policy owners have made Mutual of Omaha the largest company in the world specializing in health and accident insurance. This is British East Africa. This is the Serengeti Plain. This is the camp of the Zoo Parade Safari.
Kila mtu kamata hema yake mara moja kupandisha juu, kufunga kitanda na kupanga kitanda yote ndani ya hema na masanduku yote na kuangalia shauri ya chai. Kambi hii sisi nachelewa na kazi sana, lakini angalia mimi nataka nyinyi naendelea mbele kabisa na kazi kule.
Hi there. Well, one of our great dreams has finally been realized. Take Zoo Parade on safari in Africa. We set up our safari camp here at the edge of the Serengeti Plains in Tanganyika Territory. And Marlin Perkins is just over there right now. We're going out to join him. That is Jeff Lawrence Brown, our professional hunter and guide, and myself. We'd like to have you go along, okay? Come on, Jeff, let's go. Hello there. Well, here I am, finally out on the Serengeti Plains in British East Africa. I'm standing here right in the middle of these plains, looking out over grass that it goes out here, waving prairie grass that feeds these vast herds of animals. You know, the Serengeti Plains covers an enormous area out here in Tanganyika Territory near Lake Victoria. And on this plains are these enormous herds of animals. They're only occasionally broken, these vast rolling plains, by low clumps of trees and some hills. You know, there are animals out there right now, but they're so far away from me I can't see them plainly with my naked eye, and I need a pair of binoculars. Well, Jim Herbert promised to bring a pair of binoculars with him, and here he comes now. Hi, Marlin. Hi, Jim. I see you brought your binoculars, all right.
Yeah, I sure did, Marlin. Mighty good ones, too.
Yeah. Say, Jim, there's some animals moving right out there on the plains, but I can't see them well enough. Would you put your binoculars on them and tell me what they are, please?
Gee, there's a big herd of them out there. They're moving kind of fast along. I don't know, they're kind of dark animals.
Oh, Jim, let me have the binoculars, will you?
Sure.
Let me just go around for a minute.
Well, what are they?
Oh, those are wildebeest. And they're on migration. Oh, and I can even see a baby wildebeest. They must go right along, too.
I don't believe I've ever seen wildebeest before.
Oh, sure you have. Back home they're called gnus.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You know, they're very common animals out here on the plains. Thousands and thousands go on migration annually in search of water when the plains dry up. These herds travel rapidly, too, sometimes covering 100 miles in 10 days.
Gee, I see. And all the time they're moving from the dry areas up to the fertile green grass and water, huh?
I'd like to have you see some of those dry areas where the wildebeest were back on the plains a little while back.
Say, there are a few wildebeest still left in that area.
Yeah, but they'll soon move on because, as you can see, few can survive when the drought hits the plains. Every bit of water dries up and the ground just becomes parched.
Oh, that's a pretty desolate sight.
The migration is controlled by the weather. And when the plains dry up and the water holes are gone and the grass is brown, the animals seem to know that back in the hills there is always green grass and a ready source of water supply in the water holes that never dry up there. You know, Jim, we're not very far from the main migrating herd right now. Let's go on down and see them.
Okay, fine. Jeff Lawrence Brown, our professional hunter and guide, is waiting for us over here. He can drive us out.
All right, we'll see you on the plains in just a moment.
If it weren't for this Mutual of Omaha policy, I doubt if I'd be alive today. A man in Louisiana said that, and there's good reason for his dramatic statement. You see, this is a health and accident insurance policy. It pays you money to live on when you can't work because of total disability from covered accident or confining sickness. Now, that's true of any health and accident policy. The big difference is how long. Now, many companies offer health and accident policies that will pay for 1 year of total disability. Other companies, for as long as 2 years. But what then? When people are disabled a longer time, and so many are, they face years with no money coming in. And that's why Mutual of Omaha pioneered lifetime protection. It pays monthly cash benefits no matter how long the covered disability or confining sickness lasts, even for life. Depend on it. Your Mutual of Omaha lifetime protection can pay year after year after year after year income protection for life. Now, this is Dr. Charles H. Schiff of Brooklyn. Dr. Schiff was an X-ray specialist with a wife and 2 daughters to support. In 1946, he became very ill. Immediate medical care saved his life, but now it seems he may never fully recover. If Dr. Schiff's income protection insurance had been the ordinary kind, it would have ended in 1947 or 48. But his insurance is Mutual of Omaha's lifetime protection. So, every month for 9 years, he's received a check from Mutual of Omaha. And year after year after year, Mutual of Omaha has paid Dr. Schiff monthly benefits, over $21,000 so far. And Mutual of Omaha will continue to pay him each month as long as he is so confined, even for life. Now, certainly, you should know about this famous protection that pays not just for a year or two, but for life. And I'll be back later to tell you how to get full information on this great protection without any obligation.
There they are, Jim. The main mass of wildebeest on migration. Gee whiz, how many do you figure there are out there anyway? Maybe up to 20,000 animals. Lines of advance seem to stretch out for about 8 or 10 miles. Hey, fight! Oh, I don't think so. They're just sort of sparring around. Look over there. There's an animal I know. Sure, an old hyena. Yeah. A scavenger who feeds on the sick and injured stragglers.
Well, we're seeing thousands and thousands of wildebeest, but the wildebeest isn't the only animal we're going to see on the migration, is it?
No, Jim, it just appears that way because the wildebeest are so common. As we move along following the migration, we should see many other interesting animals, too. We should see zebra and giraffe, Thompson gazelle, Grant's gazelle, Congoni, oryx, eland. And following these will be the predatory animals, the lions, the hyenas, and the jackals. And then as we move along, we should see ostrich and other birds. And then we should see many interesting little animals.
Oh, it sounds great. Let's go.
Jim, this is what we've been looking for. Zebra.
Yeah, and they're migrating too, aren't they? Yeah, they sure are, and they seem to mix right in with the herds of the wildebeest. Oh, look, a tick bird on that zebra. But then zebras are used to tick birds.
I think he heard you. Say, look at that baby zebra. Isn't he cute?
He sure is. And the migration must be hard on the babies, but then they have to have water, too. You know, Jim, zebras are among the most hardy of the animals of the plains.
Yeah, and they're certainly independent. They don't take a bad treat at all from those wildebeest. Keep right along with them.
By golly, Jim, look there. Ostriches must follow the migration, too. You know, I've seen lots of ostriches in zoos, but this is the first time I ever saw one out wild.
Hey, look at that dance. I'd call that the ostrich mambo.
Yeah. Oh, look up ahead there, Jim. Look at all those tiny, fluffy little chicks.
Yeah.
You know, there must be 20 in that group, and they're probably all of one brood. Hey, that couple there, that's male and female, isn't it? Yeah. The male has the dark feathers and the female the light. Looks like they're feeding on grass there.
Oh, Marlin, look over there. That's a beautiful sight.
Yeah, those dust clouds are called dust devils. They're updrafts of wind. They're very common in the dry seasons.
Oh, that's a big one. Man.
Uh-oh, another fight, this time impala, an antelope we haven't seen before. And those are coke hartebeests, or congoni, as they're called in Swahili.
Well, funny-looking animals, aren't they?
Yeah, they sure are. You know, there's something about the length of their face and the way their horns grow above their ears to make it look like they have 4 ears.
Those animals over there, the zebras, aren't congoni, are they?
No, Jim, but they're pretty close relatives. The topi. One of the differences is that the black smudge is on the flank of the topi. You know, they're both pretty rare animals, too.
We were fortunate to see them both together out here on the migration.
Hey, Jim, look at the Tommies over here.
Those are Thompson's gazelle, is that right, Ron?
Yeah. And, you know, they follow right along with the other animals, with the wildebeest and the zebras and all the rest. Matter of fact, you know, these things are about as common over here as the rabbits are back home.
Really?
Well, they can't hide very well with that vivid black stripe and those metronome tails, can they?
Now, that metronome tail that never stops twitching back and forth is the trademark of the Tommy.
This little fellow, Marlin, is well hidden.
Yeah, he's well camouflaged, too, isn't he?
Sure is.
Oh, look, Jim. There's a characteristic bird of the plains, a Cory bustard.
He's a big fellow. Hey, those Tommies can run pretty fast, can't they?
Yeah, their great speed is their means of protection, too.
Take a look over here, fellas. No, not there. Over to your left.
Giraffe. I've been keeping my eye open for those fellows. You can't miss them when you're in their area because they're the tallest animals on the plain.
Are they migrating, too?
Yeah, they eat green leaves from the tops of the trees. And, of course, in the dry areas, they can't find that food.
There, I see the tick birds annoy giraffe, too.
Well, actually, I think the giraffes would rather have the tick birds than the thousands and thousands of ticks that torment them. You see, the tick birds eat the ticks.
Oh, like those fellows are doing right there, huh?
Yeah. You see how they comb through the hair with their bills, looking for the ticks?
Yeah, they really work at it.
Yeah. But they help to keep the animals clean. Because of its huge size, the giraffe has few enemies. Its only beast enemy is the lion, and the lion rarely attacks an adult giraffe.
Oh, isn't that a wonderful sight?
It certainly is, Jim. And there isn't any place in the world you could see it except in Africa.
And I'll bet Africa is the only place you can see that pig-like looking animal over there with his antenna up.
Yeah, that animal is a warthog. When he runs, the warthog always carries his tail straight up.
Boy, those tusks look mean.
Well, those are really enlarged canine teeth, and the warts or bumps on his face give him the name of warthog. Often they use these teeth in rooting up the ground for food and getting down on their knees like those over there. Frequently, though, they graze like the other hoofed animals. And, of course, when their grazing land dries up, they move along on migration, too. Jim, over in that thicket is the smallest of the antelope, a dik-dik.
Hey, there's some odd little animals over there, Ma. What are they? Right there. Oh, I think those are mongooses. Why, sure they are.
Look at the way they're sitting up over there, too.
Yeah. You know, they sit up like that so that they can see if there are any enemies around, trying to creep up on them. You know, those are banded mongooses, Jim. They're pretty common around here, too.
He's kind of got his eye on us over here. Do you think they're getting a little excited?
Oh, I think they're going to go away.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, too bad.
Don't forget baby.
No.
Where are they going to go? Into that termite mound over there?
Yeah, that's their home, Jim. They live in the termite mound.
Well, we've seen some pretty wonderful animals, Marlin, but there's one I'm still looking for, and I've done plenty of looking, believe me.
But I know what it is. Lion.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I'm not dead sure we're going to see lion, Jim, but we're sure going to try. Matter of fact, Jeff just told us of a place where he thinks there are some lions. We're going over there now, and we'll see you there in just a moment.
If you don't have this famous Mutual of Omaha income protection insurance, get out the policy that you do have. Read it. Then check to see whether it's a limited policy that will pay for only a year or two of covered disability, or whether it will provide benefits year after year and for life. Now, Dr. Schiff's decision to own Mutual of Omaha lifetime protection was probably one of the most important decisions of his life. So, do read your policy. And if it does not provide lifetime benefits, you find out about Mutual of Omaha's low-cost protection that does pay monthly benefits during total disability from covered accident or confining sickness, no matter how long, even for life. You just mail a card to Zoo Parade, care of Mutual of Omaha, Omaha, Nebraska, and we'll see that you get full details without obligation. Do right today.
There's a lion's footprint. Pad marks are really fresh, so he must be close by. Big lion, too.
Let's go.
Okay.
Come on, Jeff.
There's your lion, Jim. By golly, I was pretty sure we'd find him here. Because, you know, lions prey on the animals on this migration. The Thompson's gazelle and the zebra and the wildebeest.
Look there, the whole family's here.
Yeah. See? They've made a kill. The male lion gets the first chance to eat, even though the lioness does the actual killing. Come on, look over there, a snake. Yeah, looks like a deadly mamba, too. Those big old fellas aren't paying any attention.
I think we better talk a little bit quieter, fellas. We might upset them too much.
Yeah, sure, we'll be quiet.
Hey, there's a big lappet-faced vulture. Look at that fella strut, Jim. Vultures follow the migration, too.
It looks like Mama's ready to go and get her share now.
Jim, look at the peanut gallery. The vulture's waiting for the lions to finish. You know, the jackals sneak in, too, while the lions are still feeding. But the hyenas and the vultures have to wait.
Marlin, look over there to the right, just over to the right of those big lions. No, not here, over there, just past them.
Yeah?
Well, right over there. There, that's what I mean.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm glad that little cub finally got something.
Yeah, you know, it's surprising how soon the young ones learn how to help themselves. Oh, boy, look at there. That's a real tug-of-war.
Oh, look over to the left of them, though. There's a guy who doesn't have any share in all this.
Man, that's what I call a beautiful animal.
I guess the lions are through now, aren't they? The hyenas seem to be getting their chance. Boy, they're really vicious, aren't they?
Yeah, sometimes a whole pack of hyenas will make a kill by themselves. But usually they're just the cleanup squad. Like the vultures, who can spot a kill even though it's miles away. No one knows just how they do it. Well, this is as close as I've ever been to a lion in the wild state.
Hey, here comes one right towards us here, Jeff. Let's take off.
No, I don't think so. Let's wait a couple of minutes and see what happens.
Okay. What do you think, Jeff?
Yes, I think we ought to pull out now. He's getting a bit close. You guys.
Well, Jim, this is the bush country. This is a little different than the prairie that we've been in. What do you think?
Oh, those trees are wonderful.
And it's nice to be up here where there's a little green and and some green leaves and green grass, and I guess that's why the animals come up here, too.
Is there water in there?
I think there are water holes scattered all through this bush country up in here. Say, Jeff, you think it'd be all right if we get out and look around a little bit?
Yeah, there might be a few lines around, but I think if you're careful, it'll be okay.
Well, we
very close.
We won't go far. You know, Jim, with all these green leaves around on these trees, you'd expect to find giraffe here, wouldn't you?
Well, what's that over there? Is that sticking up over there?
By golly, there's one right there.
Yeah, he's a big one, too.
And a dandy.
Yeah, and as you say, he's got plenty to eat with all the green leaves in this bush country.
Yeah, but wouldn't you think he'd stick up his tongue there on those sharp thorns?
Yeah.
Jim, that's a Maasai giraffe. Let's see if we can get a little closer. No, I don't think we can.
Boy, those big guys can really put on the speed when they want to. No wonder they have very few enemies to worry about out here. Look at them go.
You know, Jim, I wouldn't be at all surprised up in this bush country here. We're going to see some animals we haven't seen before.
That's right. As a matter of fact, right over there are animals I'm certain I've never seen.
It's a water buck, and you haven't seen it out on the plains because the water buck never goes very far from water. He stays right around the green groves and the glades. And you can almost be sure that you're going to see guinea hens in the same place. And also those impala over there, Jim. They stay pretty close to the groves and the glades most of the time, too. Though we did see a couple out on the plains.
Oh, look. I think they've been frightened by that lion. Boy, look at those guys leap.
Yeah, but I think they're going to get away all right. You know, Jim, I think the impala make the most beautiful and extraordinary leaps and bounds of any of the animals of Africa. They can leap almost 8 or 10 feet high.
Hey, Marlin, are those baboons over there, up in the tree up above there?
Yeah, Jim, they are. Those are Anubis baboons, and they're eating figs in that old wild fig tree. Those fellows get along almost anywhere because they can eat nearly anything. These are digging in the termite mound. They're going to get the termites and maybe some of their eggs.
Oh, is that fellow over there eating meat over beside them there?
Yeah, you know baboons eat meat too, but then mostly they take advantage of the kills from a lion rather than killing it themselves.
Well, I know what that little one's doing. He's just like the baboons at the zoo. He's not picking fleas. He's getting the salt from his mama's skin there, huh?
Right, Jim. Hey, there's an even smaller baby over there. He must be only about 8 weeks old.
He's a cute little guy. Hey, it looks like he needs another patch on his blue jeans, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What's he trying to do?
Oh, he just tried to get up on his mother's back there. You know, baby baboons often ride up on their mother's back. I wonder if he's going to make it. Yep, he did.
He's an old hand at riding.
Well, let's go on to the water hole.
Okay.
Just look there.
Gee, there must be thousands of animals out there.
Yeah, Jim, the water hole is the main object for all the animals on migration. You know, twice every day, in the early morning and in the evening, the animals come on down to the water hole to take a drink. It's a wonderful sight. And just think how many miles they've walked to get to this water.
Yeah. Look at those birds.
Yeah, those are crowned cranes, Jim.
You know, Marlin, it's amazing that all of these animals seem to have no fear of coming down and drinking together.
Yeah, they do all seem to drink together, Jim, but they take their drink quickly and then leave. There's always the danger of predatory animals around a water hole. They drink, and then they leave for nearby places of greater security.
Well, I think it's wonderful the way the plains animals infallibly find their way to the water and food that they need to survive during the dry season.
Yeah, I do too, Jim. And you know they're going to stay up here another 4 or 5 months, up here around the water holes in the bush country. By that time, the rains will have come again to the plains down below, and the animals will have gone on back down there for their favorite food, the green grass. Well, Jim, with the arrival of the animals up here in the bush country and these remaining water holes, that marks the end of our migration.
Well, it's certainly been a wonderful trip, Marlin, but of course this is just the first story of our zoo parade safari in Africa. Where are we going to go next?
Jim, I have some friends living not far from here who are in the business of catching wild animals to sell to zoos. I'll tell you all about it in just a moment.
Do you know that concentrated stomach acid could burn a hole in this napkin? If concentrated acid can do this, no wonder then an excess of stomach acid can cause heartburn, indigestion, gas, that burning sensation. But now comes Rolaids with an amazing new medical ingredient that takes care of twice as much excess stomach acid as do harsh alkalizers. Let me dramatize this difference for you. Here are 2 beakers of acid such as found in the stomach. When I put an old-style alkalizing ingredient into this acid, watch what happens. You can tell by the color, only half clear, the old-style alkalizing ingredient took care of only half the acid. Now watch what happens when I use Rolaids' miracle ingredient. All the acid here is taken care of. Yes, Rolaids' ingredient takes care of twice as much acid to restore and maintain stomach acid balance. So for fast relief of upset stomach, heartburn, acid indigestion, get Rolaids. Taste like a mint, work like a miracle.
Jim, now that we've finished our safari on the Serengeti Plains, we're going to move over now to the Tanganyika Game Farm near Arusha in northern Tanganyika, where we'll actually take part in the capture of some of the larger wild animals.
Marlin, that really sounds exciting, and I'm certainly looking forward to it. That brings this story to a close, so this is Jim Herbert saying goodbye for the Zoo Parade Safari in Africa.
Zoo Parade Safari has been brought to you by Mutual of Omaha, reminding you to write to this address today for complete details. Zoo Parade, Mutual of Omaha, Omaha, Nebraska. Watch Zoo Parade Safari next week when it will be presented by our alternate sponsor, Dentyne. Zoo Parade Safari was flown to Africa by SAS, the world-famous Scandinavian airline system. SAS Royal Viking Hospitality and Service was one of the thrilling highlights of their flight to Europe and Africa. Visit 16 extra cities at no extra cost when you fly SAS. Over 80 extra city trips are described in this folder.
This program has been televised in color and black and white.